As you're finding your way to your seats this morning, we are now joined online by our live stream. One of the things we get over Radisson Road is the gospel. The word gospel in the New Testament is found in where? What? 1 Corinthians chapter 15. I want you to know that because it's very important. The gospel is under attack. What does it mean? What is that good news? 1 Corinthians 15 tells us it is the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. That's it. No more, no less. We don't add to it. We don't subtract to it. But the gospel maybe is part of a bigger question. And the question is simply this: how do I know if I'm going to go to heaven? Or, am I going to heaven? Well, I think that question is answered in the gospel. And so for the first 3 minutes of our service, I want to just explain to you my testimony as a young man. I attended a church service regularly. I've heard so many Bible stories, and I believe them in the Bible as they were written. I didn't have a reason not to. I would say probably for some of you, you grew up maybe not going to church, and you heard stories about the origin of man, the creation. But honestly, as a young man, and probably as a young student for you, really, they didn't make a difference. Those stories didn't change my life, but it changed my life when it became personal. Because I remember as a young man at a youth meeting being asked what I truly believe. Am I going to heaven? And that was the question that I was confronted with. And the answer for me that night was clearly the gospel. And then it changed my life. Those Bible stories meant something. They gave my life purpose. And so, even though I had known those stories and they hadn't changed my life, knowing the gospel and making it personal and asking the question, am I going to heaven, made it real. Of course, Jesus is a real person. He was born in Bethlehem, grew up in Nazareth, and walked the streets of Jerusalem. And of course, historically, we know he died on a Roman cross at somewhere around age 33. And if you've heard those stories, it may just seem like a tragic death in some distant